So, man, back in action. I know y'all missed this, man. I know y'all been asking for us. Welcome to another episode of Something to Say with my co-host,
Corey Aldridge.
And my boy,
Josh Cathcart.
Hit and Done Right. Man, so we kind of had some good topics we were talking about on the last episode. But one of the things I wanted to kind of dive into was kind of the team jumping, like going in the fall ball, and especially in the spring.
Lack of loyalty.
Man, that too, right? But is there any loyalty though? Is there? But how do you, as a parent or as a dad or as a coach, how do you know what team is the right team, and what's up with the team jumping stuff? Like, as I've seen kids go from, like, in the fall they're on one team, but then in the spring they're doing something else. And I get parents, y'all are trying to do what's best for your kids, right? But at the same time, it can be more harmful than it is helping them. So,
I think most of the time, and when I was doing teams, I haven't done them in a couple of years now, but in some cases it's ridiculous. They're not getting exactly what they want.
Yeah.
So they hop. Their kid's not getting to pitch enough. They're not getting to play a premier position. They're not getting enough at-bats. And I think we also have to really take into consideration the age.
Yeah.
As you get older and you're on the big field, if you're a pitcher, you're not going to go out and throw 50 pitches and then go play center field or go play shortstop or go do whatever it is. At the younger ages, manage the arms, 30 pitches. Go ahead.
Right.
You can go play somewhere else. But learning the team dynamic is my biggest issue with it, is learning the roles. Everybody's going to have certain roles. Not everybody's going to be the superstar. Now, you may have multiple really good players,
right.
But there's only 9 spots. For the most part, you're carrying between 11 and 13 kids on a roster. Okay, so somebody's got to be sitting at some point.
Right.
And then not everybody is going to be at the same level. Even on your major teams, you're not going to have everybody at the same level.
Not everybody's a stud.
You should be able to play multiple positions.
Right.
Mm-hmm. The coach's job, I believe, if you have gone and tried out and you've made a team and you're paying money, they should try their best to make playing time as equal as possible. But at the end of the day, you'll hear, parents will scream and yell about it. Oh, we want development, we want development, we want development. But if you're going 3 and out for 4 weeks, we want to win, we want to win. Well, if you want me to win, then I can't play everybody equal.
No, I can't play your kid every single inning of the game, right?
And I think that's where I was going to go with it. I think a lot of parents are wanting organizations, not just teams, to make their kid a priority. And I'm like, just like high school baseball, you heard it all the time. Well, the coach doesn't have time for my kids not doing this. It's not his job, right? And organizations also, hoping that you have adequate space, coaches, things like that. Because, like, if you're leaving an organization and now this happened a couple weeks ago, a guy left the organization, and I'll be honest, I kind of do agree to a degree because there's a lot of guys on the field, not enough coaches, not enough space. He's not getting enough reps. But also, too, I think that he was also wanting to be more of a priority. And it's like, well, I tell guys all the time, and I do 5 minutes or less with these things, too, on Instagram, where if you're really good, you'll get priority.
Right.
Yeah.
Some of you guys aren't being realistic about what you don't bring to the table. You have five tool players, guys that can run, hit, throw, catch, hit for power, things like that.
Speed.
Some of you guys only have 2 tools. Maybe you can throw a baseball and hit a baseball. You might not be able to hit for average. You definitely can't run, can't play defense. So if you're not the top tier elite kid, there's a really good chance that an organization is not going to give you that kind of priority.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, when we talk about loyalty and team jumping, also, most of the focus is always put on the players and the parents. You also got to talk about loyalty of coaches, too.
Yeah.
There are coaches out there that drop kids that shouldn't be dropped, because they have, and this is just off-the-cuff example. Let's say that I got a pickup player that comes in, and that pickup player is better than what I got out there already. There's coaches that will go tell that pickup player, hey, man, I'll give you a spot.
Right.
I'm going to bounce this kid. That is far worse to me than the parents and the players making a decision because they think they're going to go somewhere else. They're making that decision for the kid. The coach is making that as an ego decision.
Right.
And that rubs me the wrong way all sorts of ways.
I think, man, one of the couple of things that both of y'all hit on is one, you gotta be realistic and understand. Like, I get from a parental perspective, like you see your kid, you're there for your kid's development, right? So, like, yeah, you're your team, you care about the team, but at the end of the day, as a parent, you care for your kid's personal development. But you gotta take the blinders off, and you have to be realistic about where your kid is at. And if I'm being honest with you and giving you my honest assessment, like, take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not
hard,
and it is.
That's
Look,
hard,
I understand, but the thing is if I'm going to be honest with you about your assessment of your kid, I'm not telling you my answer is end all be all. I'm just telling you, from my 13 years of experience, this is where I view your kid on this team. This is what his role is. And guess what? Not everybody's gonna be number one, and somebody's got to be number one. Somebody's got to be number 12. And over the years, I can't tell you how many times I've seen that number 12 guy at 9 or 10. By the time he's 13 or 14, he's number one. But you gotta take the time. You gotta take the time,
instant
man.
gratification that people want, and that's a good point, because if you're not happy with your spot, work harder.
Bingo.
Again, this is like we were talking about in the last
You don't
live.
like to play better,
this
man.
makes
Yep.
too much sense. This is life. If you're not happy with where you are, work harder. Do something better. Make a change. And parents won't let their kids do that over 3 months or 6 months. They want it done right there.
Right.
I can almost assure you, with a good coach that isn't solely focused on winning. Of course, you want to win. You got to learn how to win too.
You got to.
Like,
You
learning
have
how to
to.
win is a skill in itself.
Right.
But if you gave a good coach, let him do his thing a year,
Solid.
and with no distractions, no nothing. Just give him a year. Everybody on the team is going to know their role. Everybody on that team is going to get better. There's going to be healthy competition.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, is with all the jumping around, you never get that team concept.
And the chemistry,
teams
yeah.
that are, like how you do things and
Yeah.
how I used to do things, get them young, keep them all together.
Yep.
Obviously, you're going to have one or two.
That's always gonna go,
It always
right?
happens.
It
But I
always
had the
happens.
same core group from 12 years old to 18 years old. And
That's what I like.
Yeah,
That's the way to do it,
and
though,
we
in
ended
my
up playing
opinion,
in the PG Super 25, and we were this little bitty academy.
But see, that's the thing, though. People can't see. Like, I don't know how many times I've told a story about a group that I've taken from 8 to 14, and you hit on it. You're gonna lose some pieces along the way, but as long as you can keep your core, maybe 6 to 7 kids, maybe 8, right? Everybody else can get on board with how we do things. You know what I'm saying? Like, this group been together for the last 3 or 4 years. I had to replace whatever somebody left, moved away, whatever the case may
Somebody
be.
didn't like it,
Somebody
yeah.
didn't like it, right? But there's nothing more rewarding and gratifying to me as a coach to say, man, I've been with this group since they were 8 or 12, and then you go playing those top tournaments and you hanging with the big dogs. Like, you hanging with the big. Sometimes you even beating the big dogs, and then another coach comes up to you and says, "Damn, dude, like, your team is really well coached." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, we've been together since we've been."
We beat the East Cobb Astros out in Florida, and then we played Adam Dunn's Marucci team, and he came up to our guys more so than me, but he went to our guys standing on third base. He's like, "Y'all the best team we played all year."
Telling you, solid,
and that team
man.
had Simeon Woods and a bunch. They had
Stars,
8
yeah,
times
yeah,
he won.
yep.
I was out at a softball event this weekend, and there was a girl on the other team that I was watching. I had a few players, and she walked up, and I told the first base coach, it's like, "Damn, it's like a good-looking young athlete right there." And she swing it, and he kind of like side of his mouth, "Yeah, it's her 8th team in a year." And I was like,
become that guy,
and I
man.
was like, "Oh, dude."
I hate that.
And so it comes back, like, people are gonna know.
Yeah.
And at
You're
some
jumping.
point, they don't want any part of that.
Well, I posted something about that the other day, actually, on like Instagram or 5 Minutes or Less, and it's like and the way that social media is now, everybody's all connected. Like, people,
Yeah.
even colleges will find out, like, you're that person. And it might not be you as the kid doing it or the player doing it, but they don't want to deal with your parents. Like, there's a kid that went to, I think it was Cinco Ranch a few years ago, big lefty, man. Good looking kid, big dude, big power. I'm like, this kid's straight up D1. But nobody wanted to deal with this guy's dad. And he ended up playing some college ball. He had a chance to get drafted. I don't know where he is now. I have no clue.
Yeah.
But he was just always in the way, man. And then you got the parents also, too, kind of where we're talking about, team jumping and competition, that are trying to keep their kids avoiding the competition of earning a spot on an organization.
Yeah.
Because they want to be on the top team.
Right. Right.
I don't know what's up with this top team thing, man, because sometimes you're setting your kid up for failure. Because if you're a 15, 16-year-old kid, you're on a top team, you're facing guys that are throwing 90 through 94, that may not be where you want your kid at.
Yeah.
Let me say this, and we've all said this before, but I'm gonna say it again. Like, just because if you're on a top team and y'all are winning and you're not getting playing time,
You good.
man, it don't mean you're good. But if you're not getting playing time, go somewhere where you're going to get playing time. Like, to me, that's the biggest thing. Like, you want to be on a competitive team, right? You want to be on a competitive team, but go somewhere where you're gonna get an opportunity to play.
We can't have it. It almost not hypocritical, not you, but just those things. You want playing time, so go someplace you can play.
Right.
But if you're on the team, don't hop because you're not getting what you want.
True. I
There's
got
a
you.
difference between not earning
Yeah.
more playing time in your skill set
Right.
versus sitting the bench totally and not getting what you want.
Right.
There should be healthy competition. Everybody should have a chance to earn a spot. If you are just sitting on one of those top teams, obviously you got in the wrong spot from the
Right.
get-go.
Man, I had a parent. I mean, I think I told you guys. I had a parent that was like, "I'd rather my kid sit on varsity and not play than be
Yes,
on
that's
JV and
crazy.
play." And I'm like, the kid's like a sophomore or junior. And I'm like, why?
Wow.
See, that mentality
crazy
is
to
nuts.
me.
Now you can't be a parent and say, I would rather have my kid sit.
But that's the Facebook bullshit.
Right.
I guess so. But what if he's sitting? What are you Facebooking? The dugout?
Right.
Take him
No,
out.
my son's on varsity. Like,
Yeah,
you can
we
go.
won.
You can go
We
brag
won.
at the
Yeah.
farm. Like, yeah, we won state last year. How many innings your son
How
play?
many
How'd he do?
outbacks he
Right.
got?
Yeah, how'd he do?
I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
what it is, man. I'm telling you, like it becomes these competitions between adults that are still mentally 12
Yeah.
that are trying to compete with each other.
Well, one thing on this.
Yeah.
It came up the other day. There's a lady that does college sports recruiting, and I've started following her. Her and her husband have been in it a long time, and she was talking about social media and parents and players putting the wrong stuff out there. Like college recruiters aren't looking for your little highlights here and there, what your team did, and all
Right,
of this.
right.
Like, go get you a Twitter, email the coaches, send that video. More harm than good, she said, is done because of the amount that people are trying to put out there.
Oh, okay.
And this goes back to the quality over
quantity. Yeah, yeah.
It applies to social media. If you're just putting every tournament, every at-bat, every practice session, like college coaches are going to get worn out.
Right.
Mix in a strikeout every now and again.
Right,
Like, mix in
right.
where you messed up, too.
Right,
I promise.
right.
It goes a long way.
1,000%.
Yeah. Man, so I think that's the perfect opportunity to kind of segue into one of the things that we were, kind of talking about. And, with parents having their kids like do too much. Like, are they doing too much? And here's what I mean. Like, is it with school, with baseball, with football? Like, are they having them do too much?
Well, we've talked about it before, and now the multi-sport athletes
Right.
have at it.
Right.
Players in America play baseball and softball too much. The games.
There's too many
like,
games.
Like
There's way
they
too
are
many
playing
games.
too much. Now, practice is going to be what it is, especially playing with your schools and everything else. I don't ever want to say don't go do that because I think the different sports need different movements,
100%.
different mentalities. Like I love football players because I know they're going to compete.
Greedy.
Right? I love soccer players because they understand how things move around on the field, how people
Yeah,
operate.
yeah, yeah.
And so there's different elements to that. But the playing in a football game on Friday night, going and playing 2 baseball games on Saturday, going and playing in another
Right,
1 or 2
yeah.
on
Right.
Sunday.
Well,
There's a lot of games, man.
because here's the thing. I think what I've seen too is that from a parental perspective, like and what I'm talking about is that Monday it's like almost like bragging. Hey, Monday my kid's doing this, and Tuesday he's doing this, and Wednesday doing that, and Thursday doing. And sometimes by the time they get to me, I can see it. Like in a lesson,
They're done.
I'm like not even physically, like mentally, they're drained.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
They're
I'm
not
like,
gonna retain anything you saying. They're just trying to push it in play.
So look, my conversation is to them when they come in, like, and I see that, I'm like, look, you tired? Yeah. I mean, I had this, and I'm like, look, we got 30 minutes. Let's give me your best focus, give me your best effort for this 30 minutes, man. And I promise you, sometimes, like, and just depending on how, hey, boom, 25 minutes get you out of here. You know what I mean?
I think not enough parents, not that they don't care about their kid, they obviously love their kid, hopefully. But I don't think that the question is asked enough.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Is this really what you want to do? Where would you like to spend more of your time? Talk to me about this. Going back to what we
Open
talked about
dialogue.
on other episodes. Maybe we don't take personal hitting lessons or pitching lessons during fall with football.
Right,
When
right.
we're out of football, if you want to go out to the field on Saturday and Sunday,
Go get some work in.
let's go do it. But we're not going to push that on you. Let's take care of our grades, and then once football's over in November, now let's ramp back up, get ready for February. I don't think that what the kids truly want is taken into account enough, and it's that FOMO, that fear of missing
Yeah.
out. It's a really big deal for parents. Oh, well, little Johnny down the road's doing it, we better be doing it.
Right,
Well,
right.
little Johnny may be more physically fit, more mentally fit.
Because a lot of these kids aren't.
Or the
built for
parents
all
may
this,
have
man.
the time management skills
Right,
built
right.
in to where this kid over here,
Everywhere.
everywhere. And when it's like that, man, you're fighting an uphill battle.
Yeah, that's a lot of these kids. I don't think also are, like one of my favorite kids that I coach. He does basketball, football, track, baseball. He's good at all four, but I'm like, it seems like every other week something's hurting something, and I'm like,
That's
you can't.
another thing too,
These
man.
kids aren't built like that, man. And I think, and especially now, first of all, number one, the parents got to be rich. That's expensive.
Yeah.
Like, number one, like you're paying a lot of money to go.
Ain't
play
going to
this sport.
private schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't going to private schools.
I don't know. I think again, like kind of like we said, like last episode, we got to be realistic about what might be important and where we're putting our time and effort in, and what might be the most important that might actually get us where we're trying to go. But yeah, I think. But I do know as far as baseball goes. You get these messages, man, like we did really good on Saturday and the first game Sunday was really good and everything just tailed off. The kids are tired.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
They're 9, 10, 11 years old. They're tired.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing one of the big things. Shit, there's a lot.
There's a lot of big things.
There's a lot of big things. Man, recovery time, man. Like they need time to recover, like physically and mentally.
Eat better.
Man, that too. You know
I
what I mean?
played pickleball for 6 games yesterday. I need some
That's why
recovery
you're
time.
sitting like that. That's why you're sitting like that.
Yeah, but the recovery time though, man, especially, and then this is more so too for like the ones who are lifting weights on top of playing sports, playing football in the fall and
Learn
and
how to
playing
live.
That too, like all of that stuff. They need time for their body. Like last week, like I didn't lift any weights. I just needed my body literally
Listen to
needed.
it, man.
I needed a week to just cardio core and just stretch, recover, man. And so for me, at 37 years old, right?
Damn, you old, bro.
Man, look, the grays is like. I still look good though. I still look good though.
You ain't got a 4 in front of you.
ain't got
At all. I
You
love
don't
it.
even have a walk yet, bro. You got 4 balls.
I love it. Hey, damn. I love it. No, but man, you got to listen to your body. You definitely, they need time to recover. And mentally too, I think the other side of it, that mental recovery, man, is huge. Like just to be able to like, man, you know what? I got a week of like, I don't have anything. Like, like, yeah. Like, and then on the weekends too, like let them just, like if y'all have nothing, no baseball, no football, chill, man.
But
Chill.
if they're asking to go out, man, take them out.
And now that's another thing, right? That's another thing. I'm saying like the pushing, like the pushing.
Now,
aspect.
I tell guys all the time, like, if your kid wants to go to work and have fun, and go do it, man. Don't take that away from them. But like, I just hate to see you guys. Saturday, we got to do is get up at 6 in the morning. You don't have to, if that's what y'all agree to, I get it, man. But
Well, just with the team, between the team,
There's a lot,
jumping
man.
around
There's a lot.
and doing too much and everything else.
when are they having fun?
Well,
Right.
the crazy thing to me, and it really is, every time I hear about it, you're on a team, that team has a set schedule, and then we want to pick up every weekend.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Every weekend we want to pick up, we want to pick up, we want to pick up. Do you and I, like, when it's my clients, I really ask the question, but logically, do you really think that your player who plays, let's take a 10-year-old, that is playing 6 to 8 events between March and June, do you really think they're going to develop that much better because you go and pick up one more weekend? They get 6 more at-bats, they get 5 more innings, they get 10 ground balls on the weekend?
Yeah.
Or do you think that time would be better spent out in the field with 200 ground balls?
Intentional.
Yeah. BP with the machine, working on the pitches that they need to work on, a live arm, whatever the case is. The picking up every weekend is one of the most ridiculous things that goes on.
What ends up happening though too is you get that guy that picks up every weekend. He starts getting random information from every single different coach. And
Oh man.
Oh, dude, I didn't even.
No, I had a real player that I thought was really, really good, but every weekend I'm like, dude, how are you playing for this team now? I didn't even know I never knew he played for. He came in and hit a couple times. I'm like, that's really, really good. And he wasn't even really my guy, but his dad wanted him to come hit. And then he would go play for, I don't know, such and such, and they're like, get your hands up because you're under the ball. Well, now he's chopping down. And luckily he was a good athlete, but I don't know where he's at either, though.
That's a good thought on that.
It happens a lot because every coach has a quick fix for you to win the game that day.
Bro, and the thing is that, some of these kids are such overthinkers that they're going to analyze every little thing that you say. And the thing that bothers me the most about it is, like, if we're working on something one week, next week you're coming back, well, this coach told me I had to do this, and I'm like, and the thing is that do you even understand what they're telling you to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you even understand? Because a coach may say, like, we may say through the same thing, but in 3 different ways, right? But he's going to come back or she's going to come back to me and telling me, like, oh, my coach said this. And it's just like, man, it's over information,
Corey
man.
said it right. I mean, they're looking for the quick fix right there to help them win
Right.
that game.
You may have missed it.
And we're working on something that's going to give you
Long-term.
consistency with longevity,
Right.
not something that's going to help you hit. No, the worst is when you've got, for the older kids, when you got 68 on the mound and then next game you got 82 on the mound. And so you got somebody telling to do something different to hit that slow pitching,
Right.
and then do something. No,
I mean,
learn how to stay in rhythm
Right.
and fix your own timing.
Right.
And then
Right.
baseball just sucks anyway as it is because it's hard. Like, what it does, it sucks, man. Like, we're gonna watch the game tonight. I promise you. You're gonna be sitting there and you're gonna be like, that's a terrible swing. He should, like, his hand. Yeah, sometimes you get full, your hands come
Right,
forward.
that happens.
But the last thing I'm gonna do as a coach, like, well, your swing's all jacked up, and guys do that. Sometimes you take a bad swing, you have a bad result. It's because your swing's bad. Sometimes your accuracy's bad.
Well, and the first thing, and we've talked about this before, because we get video sent to us all the time. Hey, tell me what's wrong with this. Tell me, was it a good pitch? Were you
Right,
on time?
that's it, man.
If neither one of those things is happening, if it was a bad pitch or if you weren't on time, the swing's not going to look good.
Right.
So we need to worry about that first.
Right. So go ahead.
I was just thinking, I was about to get off topic. Did y'all see that Anthony Volpe at bat the other day?
Bro, that's
one of the worst at bats.
So look, that's where I was going. I was going anyway. I was about to get on.
Did you see Aaron Judge's face? And he's struggling too. But did you see his face after that swing? He was like,
I'm like, you threw 6 of the same straight pitches. Your shoulder went that way, bro. Like,
and they were even talking about on the broadcast. They were like, why doesn't he sit on the breaking ball and just
go the other way?
But it was like balls there, shoulders there. I'm like,
oh yeah.
I think his moment was just too big for him.
And so is he in his head though?
No, for sure.
100%.
That bat had to be something. Yeah, there's just.
Because what is it?
Nothing.
He's 0 for 18, 0 for 19 in the season. No, I'm talking about Judge.
Judge is
Okay,
too
hold
much
on, my
pressure
bad.
right now.
Yeah,
He's in the home run.
Gets home tonight,
He's in the home run tonight. He's
Yeah,
going
Corey
straight
already said he's in the
off.
home run.
Okay.
You want to bet?
So look, 98%.
You already know what it is.
Where we
I'm
at?
gonna text you
So
later
we
on.
got two. We're good. So who wins the series though?
Dodgers.
You think Dodgers? Yeah.
Then they're getting Soto next year.
I really want.
Bro, if they do that, that's like.
I'll actually be disappointed if they do.
I don't think they will. I don't think that they're gonna make that move.
No,
Especially if they win the World Series.
Right.
They just bring back the piece. If they don't bring back that Edmund kid,
Oh, man, yeah, he's been balling though,
That
man.
dude hit like
He's been
he's like
balling, bro.
500
it's
or
like
so.
another Kiki, but younger.
Right.
And they got so many pieces when healthy. Like if you put some of that in there, and then think about there was a graphic I saw the other day on a post. Just the pitchers that the Dodgers have
Are missing.
injured
Yes.
would be one of the best rotations in baseball.
Because who is it? It's Walker Buehler.
Glasnow or Glasnow?
I forgot about that guy.
Kershaw. But
redheaded dude?
you say him.
May?
Just yeah. And that's
Wow, I didn't even know. I didn't even pay attention to
So their starting rotation is like it's banged up,
And
man.
then
It's
there's
banged
6
up.
of them sitting there. They got
Right.
a stall full.
I didn't know. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, man. No, I'm excited. I definitely I want to see 7 games. That's what I
want as
do.
much baseball as possible.
Yeah, I want to see 7 games, man. So hopefully, the Yankees can get 2 here in New York, and then, whatever happens in LA. But 7 games, man. 7 games. So just that little spot you were talking about. Boom.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, we got to pay some bills.
We got to pay some bills right now, y'all.
Yes, it's time for me to pay some bills.
Pay some bills.
So with the sponsors, man, Tater Baseball, love their not only their bats and everything else, but the apparel that they send. The Rope Bat, Archer Bat Company, the Miller Mat. Huge shout out to all
Yeah,
y'all.
Miller Mat for sure.
Tanner Tees, best in the business.
Yeah, I'm
Love
shouting
you
out
guys.
Tanner Tees.
Big shout out there. Y'all can get all of my promo codes from my website, www.hittingdoneright.com. Go check them out.
Go ahead.
Actually, and I do want to give a shout out to Miller Mat because they have been awesome with just helping me use, especially make my job simple, right? Just simple as possible. And then shout out to Blenders too, man. Y'all stay hooking your boy up, man. Blenders.
Shout out to Tanner Tees, definitely Miller Mat. I will say that they got some of the best. Something goes wrong with your mat, they replace that right there. Guys from Hearts and Minds and Focus 5 got some big things coming in the future, guys, especially with the mental work in baseball and sports. So, but yeah, man.
Hey, you guys snuck up some stuff.
He's sneaky like
I'm
that.
always somewhere.
Stuff like that, man. Snuck it in. So the business of baseball, right, and just keeping it as simple as we possibly can. I think when coaching, right, we have to wear multiple hats. And what I mean of it is you have the baseball side, the coaching, the developmental, but then you also have the business side of it. And a lot of coaches that are now getting into baseball, right? And now let me say this: it depends on what you want to do with it. If you're just doing it for fun, and you maybe have a kid that's coaching, or you just want to give your time, right? This may not be the topic for you.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to earn a living, I think that you have to be able to wear multiple hats. And what I mean by it is you have the baseball and the developmental side, but then you also have the business side of it where you have to, I think, be open to information from people who are maybe not be in the realm of baseball and may know baseball like you do, but they're successful in business, and the information that they're giving you can be helpful to you, your growth and success as a coach, right? And so I was real close to that because I was like, oh, you're telling me this and you don't know baseball, right? But then
Meanwhile, they're looking at a bigger picture. Like, you can bring an extra dollar here and help an extra kid.
Boom, bingo. So have y'all thoughts, experiences, like where are y'all on that?
For me, coming from the high school, being first of all a freshman coach, head coach, and then JV head coach, and then varsity assistant, I didn't really have to ever deal with business part
Right.
of it. Like if there was a problem in the program, it went to the head coach or to the principal or to the AD.
Well, let me cut you real quick,
Okay.
right? And I only want to say this because, bro, you're super successful with what you're doing in the online aspect of it, and so people see like you right out in front on social media, but they don't see, like other coaches don't see the behind the scenes stuff that goes into actually you getting. So it's not just like maybe the money; it's just like the development, the what we're doing now, or maybe
I think that again, from my background in high school, I think that I've always been in this for the kids.
Right.
You don't coach high school baseball, especially at the freshman level, for money.
Right. You don't coach high school baseball for money at any level.
So when I first got started online, people want to talk and people, oh, you're just doing it for the money. But that like I take that very personal because I know that I would be coaching baseball
For free
if I
you
could.
did.
But you have to make a living. And the online stuff, one of the things for my first business that kind of blew up, and what I heard the most was we can genuinely tell that you were doing this for the kids.
100%.
Like you are 100% raw. This is what it is. It's the same Cathcart every time. We're not flip-flopping
right.
and being a different person around different people.
I seen you hate on a kid one time in a lesson. You posted. I'm like, yeah, this kid. Look, I'm like, this ain't for the money.
Right.
The kid did something. You're like, dude, what are you doing? I was like, yes.
And you get people in the middle of a live, you're on TikTok, and you're being so. No, I'm not. I'm holding you accountable. If you don't understand that, one of two things: either you're soft, or you never played competitive sports. But what I have had to do, because I don't have a business mind, and I'm aware of that, is the people that I have working with me. I let them do that. I don't touch the finances. I don't touch the marketing. You know, if I get a message,
Shohei, letting people hold your money.
Well, I'm telling you, but the person now that holds my money.
And clearly $40 goes a long way, bro.
Jesus Christ! Man, we're not even gonna get on that, y'all. That's something else, man.
But I have been able to separate those things.
Yeah.
Where I do the videos, I handle the questions from DMs and emails that have to do with baseball, hitting, whatever. Everything else goes over to my business partner. You handle this, he handles the taxes, he handles, the YouTube, monetizing. Any new contracts that come in, hey, we'd like to work with you, go over, is this good for us?
Yeah.
We've also done that at the academy. For the longest time, we were trying to be accountants and schedulers and coaches doing all that.
Oh, so hard, bro.
3 years ago now, we hired a secretary. She's freaking awesome. She makes the world go round. But now, any question that comes in, talk to Tammy.
Yeah.
Talk to Tammy.
Yeah.
Talk to Tammy. She keeps us in line. I think that you have to do it now. Are there entrepreneurs online? There's a whole new group of young coaches that are running their own businesses and being very successful. When I say this to all y'all out there and everything else, I don't believe that y'all don't love the coaching and kids. I do believe that you love the sport, but y'all got into social media for money.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
And that's very evident in the way that people go about their social media. When you start paying thousands and thousands of dollars for videos and everything else, you are now making the jump from I'm coaching because I love coaching to I'm trying to make as much money as I possibly can off of this.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to hate on anybody for it. I'm one of those people. My mom told me when I was 16 years old, she said, I have prayed that you would not be super rich. Because I wouldn't be able to handle that. I wouldn't handle that money well. I would go do crazy stuff. And she knew me well enough, and I know myself well enough as an adult, that I make plenty of money to do what I want, send my kid to school, have plenty of savings. If everything crashed down, if all of my social media went away right now, I would be fine.
Let me tell you something. I'm trying to be super rich. I ain't even gonna lie. So, but it's not. But it's not just based off of like I want to be super rich because I've helped a bunch of people, right? Like I've helped a bunch of kids develop. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm trying to allow you dudes. I'm just trying to make as much as I can.
I am like I truly, I truly believe the more people that you help, the more your blessings gonna come, right? And so for me, like getting kind of deep on y'all for a minute, so just ride with me. But I genuinely believe like I was put on this earth to coach baseball, right? And it's not baseball is the tool that I use to capture the minds of these kids, right? But being able to teach them about life and stuff. And I know we're kind of sliding off from the business side of it, but I want to make a lot of money doing it. You know what I mean? I want to live comfortably doing it, and I love doing this, man. And so, I want to be super rich.
I think at some point you get paid for your service. And I had that conversation online the other day. I was like, I got into this because I love baseball. I've been around it and told them the exact same thing. If social media disappeared right now today, I still have a full salary job. I am going to be just fine. I can't help the fact that I put my content, my knowledge and experience, I put it out online, and people seem to think I'm pretty good at it.
I want to find like a happy me. Well, I'll be honest. I win the lottery tomorrow. Y'all ain't going to see me. But... and I have some money.
I have some money if I won the lottery.
One of the worst things that ever happened to me as a young kid is I got a bunch of money. Now, injuries actually probably kept me from probably dying. But at the end of the day, like I want to find a happy median kind of where you guys are, because I hate being in the cage all the time, but I love it at the same time.
Right.
But I definitely want to do more online stuff. It's just tough when you don't have, like, you have a good engine behind you.
Right.
You have an organization. I don't really have that where I'm at. I have some guys like, oh, we should do this, but it didn't happen that way. So, and I've had some guys in the past that have tried to do some things, but it ends up being some dude trying to screw you over or something like that, and you catch it.
I know something about that.
So you got to kind of watch, or you got guys that say one thing and do the other. It's life. You deal with life. So, so I want to find that happy medium, because I mean, even if I did, all jokes aside, if I won $1 billion tomorrow, I'm probably still gonna be in somebody's cage.
100%, man. And I think that's the.
You won't know it.
Right, for sure.
Except for my gold shoelaces.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's the similarity between all the three of us. I don't think it, like, if we didn't have to do this for money though, like if we were financially set, like money was, I think we'd all still be coaching baseball. You know what I mean?
I'll be honest.
100%.
Hey, I didn't know what Instagram was until 2018.
But I remember you called me. I remember you calling me like, "Hey, bro, what is this? How do I do the videos?" Blah blah. I'm like,
You're like, what is my book?
like, and bro, he was like,
what is
hey,
Insta-talk?
listen, I remember you called me, bro, and literally, like, I swear to God, Josh called me, and I'm like, Josh, it's easy. It's just do this video, blah blah blah. Bro, like, I swear to God, 6 months later, I'm like, he had 3,000 followers. I'm like, 5,000 followers. Like, damn,
He's
Josh shit blowing up.
this Insta-talk is
I'm like, damn, Josh shit blowing up, man. Like, crazy, man, crazy.
And all I can say is it was genuine and
Yeah, man.
consistent.
Yeah, man.
And the music I listen to is the music I put in my reels.
Yeah.
The verbiage I use on my reels is the verbiage I use in the cage. It's the same thing you're going to see on YouTube. I mean, it's, you know.
Well, what helped me a lot, and I keep saying, I used to do it a lot more, but just videotaping all my sessions.
Yeah.
'Cause I'll be honest, especially in the weekend, I'll say some live stuff. I'm like, damn.
That was good.
I'll be like, oh.
That was, yeah.
Like it's the best rap bar ever. I'm like, oh.
No, the video,
Damn, nobody saw that?
the video you did the other day with one of the, I think it was, I can't remember who it was. Just the way you were engaged with him. I couldn't hear what you were saying. Yeah, the way you engaged with him, being hands-on.
That was the dude. That was Jacob.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, man, I didn't want to say his name on there like that.
man,
But,
Jacob's lit, dude.
man, so, but
Sorry, bro.
it's just, you know, like that type. When you can tell, and kind of like what you were saying, but you can kind of tell when somebody is genuine about what they're doing, and you can tell when somebody's just about the money. And again, right, like,
Or copying.
or that too, right? We ain't saying no names, but I think you can tell, and people can feel when it's genuine, and people can feel when it's bullshit, man.
I think I get this conviction, like if I go home and I'm like, man, did I give them dudes all I got today?
Yeah, that too. You know what I mean?
Times I'm like, I'm tired. I'm like, man, this kid pissing me off, but I still got to get this guy right.
Right.
And I'm like, I'll generally go home some days like, yeah, I'll give myself an 8.
But do y'all ever have sessions that run long because you trying to get something right with the kid?
I usually, like, I can go over a little bit,
Yeah.
but I don't like to push
Too far back. Yeah.
just because I'm so punctual in my life
Right.
that it like hurts me, bothers me to my core when people are late for anything. Or back, so like the thought of going and like being
Being
5 minutes late.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
Right.
Now, but I will say there are times that I've gone over on accident, just flowing.
Engaged, right?
Because we are to a point where I'm like, you're getting this right now.
right.
We're gonna take another, like, give me 2 more minutes.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And I usually give a disclaimer to the guy after that person, like, hey, listen, I'll
yeah,
make
Yes,
Get your
yeah, you're gonna get your time back. 100%.
But this right here is it right here.
Right.
You see this?
100%. 100%. If I go 10 minutes over, if I go
For sure.
15, sometimes y'all know I'll go, but you're gonna get that time back.
That
Yeah.
would make me
Bro,
vomit.
man.
15 minutes, my stomach be like.
If you're my last lesson, no, you might get.
Oh, my last lesson? Oh yeah, we rolling. Especially if it's clicking, you know.
Now
Like,
everybody's gonna be like, I want to be the last lesson.
hey, look,
And I come in at 10, like, nah.
the
bro.
garage up, the music on, and like we going, man. Like we hitting. So no, but man, I think y'all know us, man. We good. We love doing what we doing, man. And that's another episode.
We're taking up a collection for an iPhone.
Not happening. Android, baby. And that's why we can't go live on my phone because it's Android, but it is what it is.
There's something wrong with that phone.
Man,
It is what
but,
it
hey,
is.
we'll see y'all next Sunday. Let's go.